Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and tablets and 3D go together like peanut butter and garbage cans. They're like the perfect match for each other. Thing is, we haven't actually seen that many major applications brought over to iPad or Android devices, but that is going to change, and this is coming thanks to Blender. So over on the Blender's development team page, they've got Beyond the Mouse and Keyboard announcement on July 24th. They talked about this new branch here, and this is about multi-touch interfaces like tablets have been common for years. But only recently, thanks to increased processing power, have they started to serve as primary computing devices. To support Blender's mission of making 3D technology accessible to everyone, it is important to fully embrace these platforms. Now, I actually disagree with this. Tablets have been ready to go for about 5 or 6 years, basically since Surface came along, I would argue. And some of these are probably more powerful than a lot of people's desktop computers at home these days. So some of these devices, including the Apple iPad, Microsoft Surface, Huawei MatePad, and the Wacom Movic Pad, among others. The idea is to bring the full power of Blender to these devices. This requires adapting to platform-specific paradigms, but also to offer more task-oriented user interfaces with reduced information density. This will be achieved by extending existing input methods and improving workspace and application templates running on top of a regular Blender build. The initial platform where this idea will be tested is the Apple iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil, followed by Android and other graphics tablets in the future. While standalone tablets are the primary target, the core design principles apply across all platforms. This means that any UI or UX improvements will immediately benefit regular tablet users, even as Blender is being ported to run natively on the target device. So that is what they're doing. They're basically working on Blender on tablets. So, who is the audience? The audience is Blender users. There's no distinction between desktop or tablet users, the same way mouse, keyboard, and graphic tablet users are treated equally. Therefore, there is no specific intention of simplifying or tailoring Blender to appeal to an audience that might not be familiar with Blender or 3D. The intention is to make Blender fully accessible for users working with these devices. For example, artists that need a pen device for specialized tasks, painting, sculpting, 2D animations, artists that have tablets as their main device, and artists that need Blender on the go. So the nice thing there is this isn't like a gimped or stripped down version of Blender they're looking to make. This is full fat Blender, just with a user experience optimized for tablets. So the ultimate goal is complete Blender experience. The initial focus is going to be on basic object manipulation and sculpting. These will be followed by grease pencil and storyboarding, which are slightly more advanced as they require animation tools. So what are the challenges of a user experience on tablet? Single full screen window workflow, relatively small screen real estate, no keyboard, mouse, multi-input interface, touch and pen, limited processing power and battery, and a siloed file system. That one is honestly, that is the biggest issue for me. Whenever I've tried to do like the whole tablet as a desktop replacement, it's the file system that really ruins it. It just makes for a miserable experience. You're always duplicating files instead of just moving them. It is very frustrating in that regard. So it's one of those challenges to work around. So, input-wise, some tablets can be paired with a keyboard and trackpad accessories, in which case they should provide the same experience as working on a desktop. Similarly, the reverse also applies. Working on a desktop paired with a graphics tablet should offer the same benefits as working on a standalone tablet. So they're doing some mock-ups of how they could see the user interface working. So here we can see object manipulation going on, and they've got let me just zoom this one up. So Shift, Alt, Quick Menu, and Control as like this hot radius thing. This is using the asset browser to place objects in the scene, so you can see how the workflow would work. You see quick pop-up buttons for the various different things that you might need to use. It's not an insurmountable thing. By the way, if you've ever seen Zogot, which is a Godot on iPad, he did a wonderful job of creating a iPadified user interface for the Godot game engine. They're going to basically have to do the same sort of thing here, and they should actually use Zogot as an example, to be honest, because they did a very good job. So demo shows custom application template, wheel menus, sidebar tabs used icons, and quick access to the outliner and property editors in 3D view. We also have a mock-up of what sculpting would look like on a device. I think they're going to need to work on their font sizing here. This is very hard to see and navigate, so I think that you're going to have to streamline that workflow a little bit. But as you can see, it is basically a redone UI, touch-friendly UI that sits on top of the existing Blender workflow right now. So again, these are just mock-ups at this point in time. And you can see menus collapsed by default, helper overlays with curated shortcuts, tools panel, tool settings have been removed, tool-specific settings are shown in floating tool panels, and so on. So this is going on. The goal is to implement new core features in Blender while designing a custom application template tailored for devices like the iPad. Many of the usability improvements will also benefit the desktop version of Blender, such as quick favorites editor, help overlay and curated shortcuts, icon support for sidebar tabs, and toggleable sidebar tabs as well, which is already in Blender 5.0 Alpha, by the way, which I'll do some kind of a hands-on video on shortly, I think. So some features specific to tablets are going to be multi-touch and gestures, handling multiple active editor regions, wheel menu, and interactive status bar. I don't know why wheel menu would be. We have pie menus all the time right now, so I don't know why they would partition that one off specifically as a tablet only. So development will take place in a separate branches. If you want to contribute, join up for them right there. So iOS specific welcomes to the following contributions: building Blender, touch events and gestures, support file system, iCloud AirDrop support, and open subdivision surfaces. Most of the multi-touch UI UX development work is device agnostic. Anyone that experiences this area is welcome to contribute. And where is this going? Well, they're going to be demonstrating this at SIGGRAPH 2025 in Vancouver, which I believe is like August the 10th. So we're not that far off from actually being shown something there. And then they're going to do a workshop at the Blender HQ in Amsterdam to revisit the design and workflow and kind of work it out there. You can find live demos during the Blender Conference 2025. So that is the project they are working on. If you're interested, the development page is already up, so it is open. The project is called Apple iPad iOS, so very much this is iPad first, and then we will see Android later on. But if you are an Android user, well, guess what? You don't even have to wait. There's been a project going on for a while now. I haven't actually covered it on the channel because, frankly, I don't want to install this on my own phone, but there is a version of Blender already ported and running, and even Cycles apparently works on mobile devices, and apparently it works pretty well. But the user interface, that's the big problem that we've got right now. The user interface requires pretty much for you to hook up a keyboard and mouse to get things working. But there is an APK for Blender already being compiled and run on a device. I'm not sure if the link is here specifically. Yeah, so there is a download link from the forum available over here if you want to go ahead, if you trust it. Also, keep in mind that this is based off of Blender 3.6 and not 4.2, but it is available now. So if you want to go ahead and try it out on your own Android device, you can today. This is a completely separate project, by the way. This is an individual, not attached to the Blender Foundation at all, that has created this port, but it does already exist if you weren't already aware of that. Again, I have no promises if this actually works. Again, I don't trust it enough to install it on my phone, so you have, buyer beware. But anyways, that is the announcement. Blender are formally starting a project to optimize the UI and create a version of Blender first for the iPad and then other tablet devices going forward. Again, this is just such a no-brainer and natural thing in my humble opinion. And when you look at like the current iPad Pros or like M3 and M4 chips, they're as good or better than a lot of the, say, MacBook Airs or mid-level, entry-level Windows PCs that are out there. So yeah, this definitely could be a very cool thing. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Are you going to check out that Android version? If it does, let me know if it blows your phone up or not. So I've always wanted to try it. I just don't trust it. So let me know what you think. Comments down below. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.